To see you guys. Let's rock and roll, guys. We got some good stuff to get into today. Good to see everybody. Welcome to day 3. How you guys feeling? I'm seeing lots of good things in the chat and lots of posts in the group. How was yesterday? Did you guys go home and did you play with the breath support tools from yesterday? Yeah. Tell me who practiced their hissing and their lip trills. Claim it, celebrate it. Tell me in the chat. Who practiced the lip trills? Who got into all of that yesterday after we finished? Yep. Oh, good. Yes to everybody. Nunzio, Lisa, Peter, David, Diane, Doris. Hello. Yes, Sophia. Thank God. You did it. Loving it. Awesome. And look, if you're saying, I see a couple of you, I practiced, but I can't do it yet. It takes time. Sometimes there are old habits that just, look, old habits die hard. And if you guys have been singing with inefficient support for a long time, it takes a minute to recondition the muscle memory in your body. And also, I just also want to let you guys know that in the spirit of over delivering, I'm going to do a Q&A day on Saturday, like a bonus day. So if it's still Saturday and like the training that we do today doesn't help it, and the training that we do tomorrow, and you're just really noticing these like stuck old habits that even though intellectually you understand what I'm coaching and what I'm training, your body is still like, nope. Come to the Q&A on Saturday. We're gonna do on Saturday. Guys, make sure you're muted. All right, there we go. Okay, so don't stress if you're not getting it yet, okay? Don't stress. You will. It takes time. Tell me, who is 3 for 3 on their meditation? Monday, yesterday, and today. Who's 3 for 3? Tell me in the chat. Who's 3 for 3 on the meditation? Reed, you're on it. Nice. David, on it. Willetta, Lynn, nice. Meta and Peter, Nunzio, Christina, nice, guys. Don't skip it. I call it the magic minute. It's the magic minute every day where you learn how to condition being in the present moment and witnessing and learning how to witness rather than be up here in all the judgment that causes the body to shut down. So that's great. So glad that you guys are in the meditation. Don't forget to do it daily. It's that daily conditioning of the present moment that is super important. So keep doing it each day this week. All right. So we have a lot to get to today. So just a reminder of our housekeeping. Save your questions. We're going to train first. Then if I have time to get to questions, I will. And I will also do that whole Q&A day for you guys on Saturday. Reminder, this is the safe space for those who sing, for those who share. We encourage vulnerability. Why is that hard to say? Vulnerability and bravery. And so we have zero tolerance for any meanness, criticism, judgment in the chat. This is the safe space to be vulnerable and to be willing to fall down and try again. Make sure that if you do want to be a guinea pig for any of the trainings, that your original sound is switched to on. And I'm going to do that right now because mine was off. Original sound on. All right, let's get to work. Let's do this thing. All right. So today we're talking about the rocket fuel that really is responsible for breakthroughs, from bridging the gap from where you are to where you want to go, especially in your technique. And most of you, I think, probably relate to the situation of putting yourselves out there for auditions, performances, recordings, and making a kind of an innocent mistake. And that's that you don't realize that you lack that rocket fuel to actually stand out from the competition consistently and deliver that potential of your voice when it counts consistently, no matter what, every single time, which then also affects your confidence. And this is why you're not breaking through to that next level, the next level of your technique, the next level of gigs that you want, the next level of income and opportunity for your singing. This is why you're not breaking through yet, okay? And that rocket fuel, that ammunition, as it were, it begins and ends with one idea, and it is opposition. Opposition. So yesterday, y'all got your anchor. Your anchor. That's the breath support that anchors and grounds the sound in your lower body. So today, I'm going to give you your sail because you need both. So think of a boat, okay? You got your anchor rooting down into the sand, and you got your sail facing up into the wind, and whew, that boat is not going anywhere. It is super stable. And it is the same in your body. So the energy of support and the shape and space of your resonance need to oppose each other in the very same way that an anchor and a sail on a boat does. The way that the anchor and the sail oppose each other on a boat to create absolute stability. And it's that stability that allows you to consistently bring your best sound every single time. So that is concept numero uno for today. Opposition is what creates absolute stability and consistency and power for your best sound every single time. You need your anchor and you need your sail. But right now, you only have your anchor. So let's talk about the sail. And for those of you, for example, who have issues with high notes, mixing, belting, high belt, this is essential for fixing those problems around your range and essential for fixing those problems around transitioning between range. I know a lot of people wanted support on how do I go smoothly from head to chest, right? Like who gets totally freaked out about their transition? A lot of you probably call it your break, right? Yeah, I see Peter raising his hand. Yep, there you go. So opposition is the key to that and confidence and consistency in that. So the sail that I'm talking about, the sail refers to the shape and the space of your resonance. So let's talk about resonance. Sound resonates in your body in three places. It resonates in your head, meaning in between the cavity between your skull and your brain. And it resonates then in your sinuses, right? So that's your head resonance. All of this, the negative space in your skull, sinuses and between head and brain. It resonates in your chest, down in this area. And you can feel chest resonance. Like if you put your hand below your collarbones and you pretend like you're getting into a hot tub and it feels really good and you go, ah, like you feel that vibration here. If you keep your hand here and you use your head voice and you go, woohoo, you don't feel any vibration down here because that's head resonance. It's bouncing around up in there, okay? So chest resonance, head resonance, and also what we call sound resonating in your buccal cavity inside your mouth, okay? Now, your soft palate, your jaw, your tongue, the things that are all inside your mouth are the things that affect the shape of the buccal cavity. You can't change the shape of your head. You can't change the shape of your chest, but you can change the shape of your buccal cavity inside your mouth with what you are doing with your soft palate, your jaw, and your tongue. And this is super important because the shape of a space determines its resonance. I mean, you know this. This is you've experienced this. You go into a really squat room and it's a really dead sound. If you have a tunnel, there's like a giant echo, or a cathedral with a big dome shape, right? That's a different shape that creates a different resonance. So the shape of a space determines its resonance. And the major thing that affects the shape and space of our resonance is our soft palate. Because again, you can't change the shape of your sinuses, your skull. You can't change the shape of your chest. You can't change the shape, but you can affect the shape and space of that your soft palate creates inside your mouth. That is your sail. Your soft palate is your sail. So y'all know where your soft palate is. You know where your hard palate is. It's here. It's the hard part. But if you run your tongue back from your hard palate and you keep going, it gets soft. That's your soft palate. Okay? And we can shift our soft palate and affect our soft palate in ways that are optimum for the sound we want or are ways that are detrimental to the sound that we want. So when we sing, we want a big old sail providing lots of space for that sound to bounce around in and resonate. But it's not just any space. It's the shape of the space that matters as well, as we said. So here is how you find the most optimum shape and space of resonance. We have to teach the soft palate how to stretch and the direction to stretch. So the first thing that I teach all the singers who come into our intensive when we're talking about shape and space and resonance is this little trick of the idea of what I call smell the brownies. So I want you to imagine you have a plate of brownies fresh out the oven. They're nice and yummy and gooey and they smell really good. And somebody puts that plate of brownies right in front of your nose and you smell the brownies and they smell really good. And so you breathe into a smile from your nose and you go. So I want you all to smell the brownies and breathe into a nose breath, into a smile. And I want you to pay attention to what happens to your soft palate when you imagine smelling those yummy brownies. Do you notice that your soft palate stretches when you do that? Type into the chat. Tell me, do you notice that? Smell the brownies and witness. Okay. Yep, you feel it. Lynn feels it. Raghavan feels it. Yep, there you go. Yep, I see you. McCormick feels it. Aaliyah feels it. Okay. So first, to find that stretch of the soft palate, it's a feeling of that smelling the brownies. Another way to feel it is it's like you feel like your ears are widening away from each other. So if you can find that feeling of like you can see my face going like this, feeling your ears widening away from each other. Another way that you can feel it is it's the top part of a yawn. So can you guys make yourself yawn? Make yourself yawn. And notice the stretch in your soft palate. Now, one caveat about the yawn is that when we yawn, we actually do two things. We do stretch the soft palate, but we also depress the larynx. It's that, feeling. We do that when we yawn. We do not want to depress the larynx. We do not want to do that when we sing, okay? But if you want just another way of feeling the soft palate stretch, the top part of a yawn is that, okay? Another way of feeling it is a feeling of feeling your top back molars riding up into your brain, okay? Now, these are all just, you don't have to feel all these things at the same time. These are just all things that you can, images that you can use to find the best one that helps you feel that stretch of the soft palate. But it's not just, I said, the shape, but it's also the direction that we're stretching, okay? That matters. So we want to stretch soft palate, not straight back. We want to stretch soft palate tilting, like up on a diagonal. It's like this. I tell singers all the time that it's like, I want you to feel almost like it's like a teeter-totter, like on a playground. Your jaw softens down and back, right? Because your jaw's on a hinge, right? So your jaw softens and your soft palate raises, okay? So that feeling of tilt, it's a feeling of the up diagonal, not straight back. That matters, okay? So I want to show you something. This is my favorite thing. I love doing this in every workshop, and I do this with every singer who comes in and who works in our program. They see this too. I love showing you, if you take a picture of any singer who knows what they're doing, and you take a picture of them mid-sing, they all look like this. They all look like this. And I'm going to share my screen because you think I'm kidding. I am not kidding. They all look like this. I don't care what genre you sing. If you are a pop singer, Beyonce or Bruno Mars. If you are an opera singer, Anna Netrebko, Pavarotti. If you're a Broadway singer, Leslie Odom Jr., Sutton Foster. I don't care what genre you sing. If you have good technique and you know what you're doing, you are in that feeling of smell the brownies. Okay? Now, I want you guys to understand, though, that it's about what happens internally with soft palate and that feeling of shape and internal buccal space that is created when you are in that ears widening away from each other, smell the brownies, molars riding up into your brain feeling. It's less about having to force a smile. Like if you look at Pavarotti, he's not smiling. But man, is he up in that tilt and that's widening space between his smell the brownies between his ears, okay? Same with on a Trebco. They really know how to do it. Like, you guys, I don't have to think of a smile at this point. I can get into that space. But for you guys, the easiest entry point into this is to think of that gentle, easy smile, that joy between the ears, because when you do that externally, the internal shape and space, if you breathe into that space and pull up into the soft palate, it just makes it a lot easier to get there if you're thinking that gentle smile externally. So anyway, I love this comparison because it's so true. Doesn't matter what genre you sing, they're all up between their ears. All right, so back where we were. The understanding of anchor and sail, guys, while it's new, you want to feel that stretch in the soft palate. And the easiest way that I know to do that is to use the nose breath into that smile, that smell the brownies. That to me is the easiest way to really feel it. But you have to keep that stretch that you feel when you smell the brownies over the duration of the phrase while you're singing and not let it fall down. So something that I like to give to the singers that I work with all the time is that feeling of like fish hooks that are just like pulling up, and not let that soft palate fall down. Doesn't matter if you're descending a pitch, doesn't matter how many pitches are changing, doesn't matter how long the phrase is. I am breathing into the space between my ears, and then I'm pulling up on it no matter what. Me, woo! I'm all up there. If I don't, it's going to fall, and the sound is going to suffer. Me. Did you hear how it went into my throat? Okay, so it's not enough just to breathe into that feeling of big sail there. You got to keep your sail inflated over the duration of the entire phrase. So that's your sail, and it is always up when you sing. If you learn nothing else from me today, your sail is always up when you sing, which brings me to the next concept, excuse me, which is concept number 2 for today, which is we are always moving our anchor, which is the gentle low flex of our lower support. We are always moving our anchor and our sail away from each other over the course of the phrase. So why does this matter? Because if your anchor and your sail are moving towards each other, then this is what happens. So by moving towards each other, what I mean is that instead of your support being that gentle flex down and out, if your support is pushing up, what's it doing? It's moving your support up and in and towards your larynx and your sail. And if your sail is dropping, meaning that soft palate is dropping, and then your soft palate is moving towards your larynx. And so now you have your anchor moving up, you have your support pushing up this way, you have your sail moving down, and now you got both these things moving towards your larynx, encumbering the larynx so that it can no longer vibrate efficiently, consistently, and freely. So we want to move everything away from the midline. So I want you to imagine the midline being from just above heart space to just below your chin. So that space for your larynx, okay? This is the midline. We want to be moving everything away from the midline, meaning your sail, your soft palate, your resonating space is going this way, and your anchor, your ribs, your everything, and your lower support, your pelvic floor going the opposite direction. So that is what creates ultimate stability, because now nothing is moving up and in towards the larynx, nothing is encumbering the larynx, and that's when you get the best possible sound, because this is free to vibrate as efficiently as it was built to vibrate. So if you have problems with reliability, consistency, confidence, accessing high notes, intonation, pitch issues, problems changing registers, head to chest, mixing, it's because you are not opposing. It's Very simple concept. It doesn't mean it's necessarily easy when you're not used to it, okay? But if you are not opposing, your anchor and your sail are moving towards each other, putting that excess pressure on your larynx, instead of opposing each other, moving away, allowing the larynx to vibrate freely. And so one of the best ways to learn to practice opposition is by sirening. So what's a siren? This is a siren, and there's lots of versions of sirens. A siren is ya, woo, ee, ah, hey, right? You can siren in chest voice, hey. You can siren in head voice, ah. Those are sirens, okay? Did I just like spike that mic really bad? So siren, those are sirens, okay? And siren is a great way to practice opposing your anchor and your sail. So when you play with a siren, you're going to start at the bottom of your range, and you don't have to just do it in one register. I mean, when I siren, I start in chest voice and I go, hey, I'm going from wee all the way from chest and all the way. So you can go between registers, or you can just pick one register, but however you're doing it, doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you are bringing your intention so that you are paying attention, right? Because attention goes where intention flows, right? So you're being intentional about, as you siren up and down through your range, you are moving anchor and sail away from each other. So here's the order of operations. We're breathing into the space between your ears. You're breathing into that smell the brownies stretch to get into that beautiful big soft palate stretch. So it's already set up for you before you even make a sound. And then you engage the flex of your apoyo, right? So you release on the breath like we talked about yesterday. This is part of that release, guys. So it's not like you have to think, oh, I got to release this, I got to release this. This is you're releasing up in your soft palate. It's part of that expansion of the inhale. So you create that space, and then you engage the support. And as you siren, I want you to visualize. I mean, I like a million images for this. The one I'm going to give you right now is an image of a spring rod. So you know, like a curtain rod that's like a spring rod. It goes between the windowsill, right? And like you can't just move one side of the curtain rod. It's a spring. So either they both go or nothing goes. So your spring rod is going this way, okay? This is expanding up. This is anchoring down. Try a siren, moving your anchor and your sail away from each other. Me. So this is lowering and anchoring and rooting down towards the floor, and this is opposing it in the opposite direction. While you're practicing sirens, you want to set the energetic direction for your sound. So what do I mean by that? I want you to think of imploding rather than exploding. Implode and explode have very different energetic directions, okay? I want you to start to bring the sound to you. It is not your job to get the sound out, because if you think it's your job to get the sound out, guess what you're gonna do? Your body is gonna follow that direction from your mind, and it is going to push that sound out. And in order to do that, this is no longer going to go this way. It's going to come up to push. Sail is no longer going to go that way. It's going to go down to push. And now you're going to have completely sabotaged your opposition. Okay? So one of the best tools that I know is to think implode the sound. That really helps you be in your opposition rather than in the sabotage of the push the sound out. Bring the sound to you. Guys, words matter. The words that you use to talk to yourself around your technique really matter, because your body is going to follow what you tell yourself. So if you tell yourself, oh, I got to get the sound out, I got to get out to that note, I got to get up to that note, then your body is going to go whoop, and you have lost your opposition. So implode the sound. Bring the sound to you. Drink it in as you siren. And something that can be really helpful is to use your hand to direct the energy that you want. So you can siren and go like this. Yee! I am reminding myself the direction that I am going, that the sound is going this way, not that way. And when I know that, I'm not compelled to then overuse and push this in the opposite direction. I can really stay here, and then my opposition is really consistent, okay? So once you've sirened, then we're gonna bridge the siren back to the Mamo Mu scale, okay? So when you guys, so let me get some key going here. So when we're in a scale, so this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna Mamo Mu, simple, okay? That is just a siren. That might as well be Mamo Mu, is just a siren, okay? I want you to siren between the pitches. I want you to slide between the pitches. So if you think that you are sirening through the pitches, you are going to be way more apt to have one send of opposition. If you don't, then you're going to get a lot of H's. Mamo Mu. And that's this going go, 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 go. And the support going go, 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 go. And now we're interrupting the opposition. But if you think siren, now you think slide, now we're connecting the dots between the pitches. This is a little bit what I was coaching yesterday on. I think it was with Christina, I think. If you think slide, it's just a siren. Ma, 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 mu. Just siren, no H's. Connect the dots, okay? Which brings me to concept number 3 for today. So just a little recap, right? So concept number 1 is the idea that opposition is what creates stability. Concept number 2 is that we are always moving our anchor and our sail away from each other if we are phonating. If you are phonating, you are doing this. I don't care how many different pitches, how many directions you change, okay? Concept number 3 is use your siren to connect those dots. So if we are sirening first, the way that I would practice this exercise, and you're gonna keep practicing this, is you siren and then you do your Mamo Mu. So you go ma, Mamo Mu, and you use your body in the Mamo Mu in the exact same way you used it in the siren, okay? Now, the last concept is do not change your anchor and your sail when you change pitch. If the pitch is changing, if the direction that the pitch is going is changing, if the syllables are changing, if the words are changing, you do not interrupt your opposition. The way that you know that you're interrupting your opposition is you will get H's between the pitches. You will get Mamo Mu. You hear all the ha 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 ha, right? That's because every note that I sing, I'm changing my support. I'm flopping up and down in my sail, and my anchor and my sail are going like this, okay? So the siren can really help you to learn how to not change your support and your shape of resonance as you change pitch. That is the number one thing that sabotages transition from registers, is that you're doing one thing when you're in your chest voice, and then you come to the change of register, you pull up your anchor, you drop your sail, and then you switch to the next register, and now you have to restate them both again. And that's what creates the crack, the flippy flop, the inefficient, there's a word I'm missing, but you get it. That's what creates the inconsistency is the word between the registers. When I transitioned to registers, you have no idea when I transitioned. Why? Because I didn't change anything. My anchor and my sail did not stop moving away from each other through that transition, okay? So I've given you a lot of tools right up front here. I want to spend some time with some guinea pigs. So who would like to volunteer to be a guinea pig to work on some opposition? You can just use the raise hand function to play with that. All right. So first hand I saw was Hunter.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Okay. All right. So let's just play with some sirens for a sec. So what voice type are you? Are you able to put the device so I'm not looking up your nose?
Yeah. I'll find a space.
Shelf or a desk or something? Okay, there you go. So, what voice type are you?
I'm baritone tenor.
Okay, a baritone. Cool. All right. So, I just want you to siren from the bottom of your range to whatever's comfortable, top of your range and back down. On do you have a vowel preference? Is E or ah easy? Do you care?
I don't have a preference.
Okay, so pick whatever vowel you want. You can do it on an ah, do it on an E, doesn't matter. Siren ah, and you don't have to go as high as I go, but just do a siren and see if you can.
Ooh.
Okay, so I want to see more of you up here. Your head is cut off a little bit. Are you able? Can you put it a little bit higher?
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Here's a spot.
Oh, that's way better. That's going to be way better. Okay. So so what's interesting is and now you're backlit, so I can't see you at all. Okay. So what's interesting is that your soft palate, the higher that you went in your siren, the lower that your soft palate descended. So we started in an oo vowel that had nice oo shape. Ooh, okay? But as you sirened up, this space massively depressed and there was nowhere for the sound to go. So it became like like it got really stuck in your throat. Did you feel that? Did you notice that?
A little bit.
Okay. So I want to use an ah instead of an oo. Okay. So ah, regular ah vowel. And let's do it again. Okay. And before you do it, I just want you to breathe into the smell the brownie space. And then I want you to siren after that. So you're going to go, so legit breathe into a smile. Like really feel, yeah. What does that feel like to you when you really legit do that?
Openness.
Where? Where do you feel
Up
the
here, up in the
okay?
nasal.
You do? Okay. I want you to do it again, and I want you to feel your ears widening away from each other as you smell the brownies. And tell me, what do you notice in your soft palate?
I open up.
Yes.
I open up.
Yes. Okay. So you're going to do it again, and you're going to breathe into the smell of the brownies, feel your ears widening, and then you're going to siren on an ah, just a descending siren like, ah. Okay. Okay, but there's a okay. Do you feel that it's not a true ah right now? So I want
Yeah.
yeah, I want you to say for me. Yeah, the backlight is killing me. Is there a way that we can so yeah, you're in total shadow. Sorry.
Let me do it. Kaywin.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, now we're in business. Now we're in business. Okay. So so I want you to say for me, aha.
Oh.
Uh-huh. And you don't have to match my pitch, just in your comfortable range. Aha.
Oh.
Okay, that's not an ah vowel though. So remember how we talked the other day about tension, that tension is self-protective, right? Back up. I can't see your face. There you go. And so now we're on camera, right? And Hunter's on camera, and there's like 100 people here, right? And tell me the story that's going through your head right now.
I'm trying to prove myself, even though I feel like I'm saying myself I can't do it, but I know I can do it.
So did you say
It doesn't matter.
you're trying to prove it to yourself? Is that what you said? Okay. Okay. So guys, remember day one. Proving, right? And he wants to prove it to himself, which is almost sometimes even more problematic than proving to other people because you don't want to like beat yourself up and feel like a failure and feel like, oh, I failed myself. That can be even harder, right? So in this moment, Daniel's jaw I'm calling you Daniel. I'm sorry, Hunter's jaw. In this moment, Hunter's jaw and Hunter's tongue and Hunter's soft palate all want to control the outcome. And all I'm asking him to do is say ah. He knows how to say ah.
Oh.
You've said ah a million times in your life, right? So like do the thing, like you get into a hot tub and it feels really good. And you say, ah, do it again.
Ah.
Yes. Hunter, your body knows how to do this. You were in your sail, you were in your anchor, but you weren't overthinking. You were in the moment with your body, trusting your body, but I had to hijack his brain a little bit for him to feel this. I had to just be like, Hunter, just say ah. Just get into a hot tub and it feels really good, okay? But no, but see, that's trying. That's the ooh. So what does the habit feel like to you?
The
Can you do
habit.
yeah, can you do your habit? Do what you just did, the trying, do the proving, do the trying. Yeah. So what that is a very low soft palate and a very depressed larynx. It's literally like you're trying to ooh, your space is misplaced. So we were just talking about the sail, and I said it's the shape and the placement of the sail that's very important. Right now, your sail is not up here. Your sail, you're depressing your soft palate and you're lowering your larynx. So you have a lot of space here, but this is not where we want the space. This is not. We want the space up here, okay? So when I just said to him, Hunter, get into a hot tub and say, ah, that's this space. The trying puts you in all kinds of manipulation that takes you out of what your body already knows how to do. You guys, your body knows how to do this. But all of the proving and the trying and the striving and all the mindset trash that we all have has now sabotaged his body from doing what it actually already knows how to do. Your body was built to make resonant sound. A baby can cry at the top of their lungs, never get tired, never get hoarse. It is the most present, resonant sound, and they can do it for hours. Why? Because they are not trying to prove anything. They don't have any mindset habits, any physical habits that are getting in the way of Mother Nature's most effective production of sound. So this comes back to trust. Right now, Hunter doesn't trust his sound. I love you, Hunter, and you don't trust it. But when I hijacked his brain for a second and I said, can you just get in a hot tub and say, ah? And he was like, ah. And that was like, bam, beautiful resonance. So your job, Hunter, to find that resonance. Guys, this is a mindset working with skill set. If I don't address this mindset with him, he's not going to ever get the skill set because the mindset will forever sabotage the skill set. Okay. So your job, Hunter, is no singing aloud. When you think sing, you think try, you think prove, and then all of these things go into over control to try to get that outcome for you so that you don't fail, and they actually create the bad sound that you don't want in the first place. So, no singing aloud. Can you just siren into the hot tub? Ah! Okay, let's do it again. And I want you to stay in your chest voice. Don't go into falsetto. Okay? Find your aha. Just say it for me. Aha. Talk. Aha.
Oh.
No,
Oh.
that's not how you talk. You would never go, oh, I know you don't talk that way. But you guys, this is
Oh.
yes, again. Ah.
Oh.
You're trying. I you know how I can tell? Because I can see the moment that he thinks and he manipulates first and he decides what manipulation he's going to use to force the outcome. Can you be willing, Hunter? I dare you. I triple freaking dare you to make a bad sound right now. To just talk on your support. Aha.
Oh.
Say aha.
Oh.
Again, like find like you're going to take your finger and I want you to put it in your mouth and go aha.
Oh.
But that's not how you talk. You don't talk like this. I'm playing with you, okay? But do you see?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So what's the story in your mind what is the story going on in your mind that is telling you that it's better to manipulate right now? What's the inner critic telling you?
That I'm gonna mess up, even on the simplest task.
Okay. So I'm curious, how would you do this if you weren't, how would you do this if you weren't afraid? How would you say aha if you just knew that your body knew how to say aha? How would you do this if you
Huh?
just trusted your body to say aha?
Uh-huh.
Yes? Yes? Now, can you luxuriate in that sensation a little? Aha. Ooh, that feels good.
Ah.
Yes. And can you create some feeling of inviting that sound in? Aha. Use your
Ah.
Yes, and can you create even more space for that sound to come in? Aha! Open the door to invite the space.
Ah.
Good. Can you do it in more baritone range?
I was more tenor there.
Yes. So hand
Oh.
under your collarbones. Find your chest resonance. Ah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pushing down. Oh. Find your molars, and I want you to pull your top molars up into your brain and say ah.
Oh. Oh.
So you associate space with the high part of your voice. We want space in your chest register, Ah, pull your molars up.
Oh.
Yeah, that's oh, don't go into head voice. Don't go into mix. You got to feel the vibration under your hand. So can you, like in a yoga class, we go om. Can you find an om?
Oh.
Okay. Yep. Now smile as you do it. Om.
Oh.
Yes. Now long O. Om.
Oh.
No, no, no. But now I said long O, and Hunter's brain goes, oh, this is closer to singing. This is me needing to sustain a sound. I better control it. And you went right back to the tongue and the soft palate coming together. Oh, oh. Try it. No. Okay, take your thumb and put it under here. Okay, so you guys, this is all about understanding what the habits are and where the tensions and the habits are. So what we're discovering, Hunter, is that there's a habit of depressing soft palate and larynx. And the way that the larynx gets depressed is by the root of tongue pushing down. Oh, can you guys make like a Yogi Bear sound? Oh, I'm achieving that. That's where you live, Hunter. That's where you sing. Does that feel familiar to you?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's the root of your tongue pushing down on your larynx to make you feel like you have inside space. But the space is all down your throat, which is not where we want it. So take your thumb, put it under here in the soft spot. Yep, and just come back to neutral. Yep, and swallow. If you swallow, you feel your tongue move, like when you swallow, okay? Good. So now I want you to gently just go like this with your thumb into your the root of your tongue there. Yeah, try not to crane your head, okay? Let your head be, yep. And give your tongue, the root of your tongue, some softness by just jiggling your thumb in there, okay? Now, I want you to siren ah. And as you do, I want you to bring your awareness to that spot around your thumb and tell me if it presses down on your thumb when you say ah or not, or tell me what you feel, okay? Ah.
Whoa.
What do you feel? Does it feel like it did when you swallowed? Does the tongue press down on your thumb?
It pressed down at first, but then it let go after second.
Yeah, because you're having this awareness of, oh, I feel that there. Okay. So let's do it again. And as you siren ah, I want you to be just gently giving the root of your tongue some softness. Ah, just to remind it that it doesn't need to grab.
Oh.
Okay. Now find your smile. Feel your molars riding up into your brain. Feel your ears widening and away from each other. Feel your soft palate stretching up like the Hollywood Bowl between your ears in that big old sail shape. Breathe into that shape and say, ah, right into that sail between your ears.
Oh.
Okay, that was better, Hunter, in the sense that your soft palate didn't fall, but it wasn't a true ah. Can you bring the real integrity of that vowel? Eat that vowel. Ah. No, oh. That's not an ah. Say ah. I want you to legit smile, air out your fangs. Say ah, like you're going to bite an apple.
Ah.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's done it. Can we give him a round of applause in the chat? I know that seems silly, Hunter, okay? But there's like a bunch of moving pieces here that are all habits that are all just colluding at the same time that is pushing you down into your throat. Okay? For you, the fastest entryway is first we had to loosen up the tongue. And then you had to be here. If you do not feel your fangs, if we do not see your teeth and your fangs, you are not in an awe. Okay? So let's do it one more time. Breathe in to smell the brownies, find your smile, air out your fangs, and say, ah.
Oh.
Good. Now do it in chest voice. Same thing. Air out your fangs. Ah.
Oh.
That's not chest voice. That's head voice. Come back to your speaking voice. Smile. Ah.
Oh.
Yes. Now say, Mamo moo in your fangs and in your ears.
Mamo moo.
Yes, I want you back in chest resonance because it's a false sense of security.
Am I
Right
going
now?
a little bit?
Yeah. I don't want you in falsetto. I want you in your I want you in your chest voice. In speech level, this is where you would speak. There's a reason I'm telling you to say Mamo moo because it's where you speak. Mamo moo, right in here.
Mamo moo.
Good. Now I want you to flow through long vowels as you do it. Mamo moo in your chest, speaking range.
Mamo moo.
Yeah, but we lost your teeth. And then the sound went back down into your throat because this is what's pulling you up into your soft palate. When you watch the recording back, I want you to rewind that and watch what you did and listen to the difference of the sound. It goes into what I call the Kermit the Froggy sound, because everything, tongue and everything is pushing you down. Pull up. Guys, this is textbook, and thank you for this, Hunter. I know this is not easy, right? But like textbook encumbering of the larynx. Everything is moving down. His soft palate, his tongue, his resonators pushing down onto the larynx. And that's where we get the Kermit the Froggy sound. I can make myself sound like that too if I push down. Okay, so one more time. Do you feel, is there like a yes? Like if you don't feel ridiculously smiley, you're in your habit, okay? So egregiously smiley right now. Mamo moo.
Mamo moo.
Yeah, can we do it without forcing? You know how to smile. You know how to do that. You don't have to shove your jaw to do it. Ah. Try it.
Mamo moo.
Not bad. Yeah. So
my muscle wants to go back down to regular.
I know. But regular is not regular. Regular is a manipulation. This is regular. Okay? So when I said, good, yes, good, you've got it, like that's it, were you able to identify like a shape or a sensation of the good sound?
Okay. Looking back, hard to remember.
Okay, so let's see.
Kind of figure out try to keep that.
So here's a way that you can do it. You take your knuckles. So find your dumb smile. That you guys, I call this the clueless smile. As like, oh my god. As like, you remember the movie Clueless from the 90s? Oh my god, Cher. Oh my god. It's like the clueless smile. Find your clueless smile. Let your jaw hang. Let your ears widen. And then take your knuckles and put it in the hollow. Huh? Yeah, but we still want to be up in your fangs. Okay? Yep. Now, this is there to keep that space. What just happened? Why do I hear? Okay, so I don't want you to be forcing your jaw down. Your jaw is just dumb, and your hands are there. Find your smile. This is here to keep you up, to keep you here. Okay? Let your jaw hang. Don't lose your smile. Good. Be there. Now engage your support and say, ah.
Oh.
That's it. What does that feel like? Is there a shape, an image? Do it again. Find your smile. Don't lose your smile. Don't lose your smile. Your knuckles are there to keep you up under your cheeks into your smile. Okay? Engage your support and ah.
Oh.
Yeah, as you siren down, Everything wants to fall. You'll see it. And then it goes back down into your throat. So we get, oh, and then we go,
Oh,
don't go to that. That's the habit. That's the habit. What does that feel like?
going down.
Exactly. If you feel that, that's the habit. Get to know the feeling of the habit so that it's like a little flag that's like, Hunter, find your smile and pull up. Okay. So what was do it again. Find your smile, pull up, engage your support. Ah.
Oh.
Say up. Don't let it go down your throat when the pitch goes down. Pull up between your ears. I want you to visualize like a what do you call it? Like a parachute that is like exploding out the back of your head as you descend. As you descend. You have it at the beginning, Hunter. It's great at the beginning. As you descend, don't lose it. Find your smile. Let your jaw soften. Engage your support. No. Okay, so guys, did you see what just happened? Hunter, did you feel what just happened?
I let go of my smile.
When I said let your jaw soften, everything softened. So this is opposition, guys. This is a mini opposition. There's activity here in the resonators, in the soft palate, in the ears, in the fangs, in the soft palate, and passivity here. It's an opposition. Okay? Don't shove your jaw. Find your smile. The easiest way to do it is find your smile. And then your jaw is here. Your jaw hinges here. This is not your jaw. This is your chin. This is your jaw. Let your jaw hang. Jaw hangs this way, not this way. Good. Now get in there. Engage your support. And as you descend, pull up on your soft palate.
Oh.
Okay, I don't see your teeth. Chest voice, speech level. Ah. Yes, Hunter. You descended in pitch while pulling everything up and away from the direction of the descent. What did that feel like? Was there a shape, an image, a sensation?
It feels like it feels like being a parachute.
That's your image. Good job. Thanks for sticking with me on that. Okay, keep playing with that. Get it in your siren first, and then you're going to bring it to what you sing. All right. So I am happy to go with more guinea pigs, but before we do that, we have a special guest, and I don't want to abuse her time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go a little bit out of order. I want to introduce you to our guest, and then we're going to talk a little bit, and then I'm going to circle back to doing some more guinea pig coaching. Okay, so you're more than welcome to keep your hand up. So we're going to just kind of move around, okay? Because we have a special guest here who's joined us. And before we get to her though, your homework, guys, your homework is to practice your opposition with your sirens. So to use the siren and then to get into the Mamo Moo, and you have that MP3 from yesterday to practice those with your new opposition tools. But Hunter was like a fantastic guinea pig to start off with because you could really see how the fact that he wasn't keeping his sail up was pushing everything down. And the minute he got into this and really felt that parachute like he was describing it as, now everything is able to oppose. Some of you might find that easily, and it might be your anchor that, wants to come up and sabotage. So you want to make sure that as you're doing these opposition exercises with your siren, and then you use your Mamo Moo, that when you go into the Mamo Moo, so if Hunter's doing the Mamo Moo, the exact same thing applies. Or it's the Mamo Moo. I'm still here no matter what, okay? All right, so Ashley is going to put the link to the homework in the chat. And if you're watching on the replay, the homework links are in the Facebook group. You can find them in there too. Okay. And again, if you attended this workshop and you've done this before, you have more awareness now. Go deeper this time. Approach the technique exercise with a new intention from the awareness that you have now, okay? There is also a thought exercise associated with tomorrow's session with what we're gonna do. It's about understanding why you sing the way that you do. So making sure that if you wanna be best prepared for tomorrow's session, in addition to the technique tools and the sirens, do the thought exercise that'll prepare you for tomorrow. Okay, so let's now meet our special guest. She is a grad of our intensive training program who not that long ago was struggling with so many of these same issues. Like it's so funny how you guys all think you're so different and you're all dealing with the same shit. And so she was struggling with so many of these issues that we've trained on the last few days. A mindset she didn't trust, a technique she couldn't trust, a lot of old bad habits creating so many issues, holding her back from really claiming the sound that she knew she could get and claiming the artistic life that she really wanted for herself. And now as we speak, she finally has that confidence in her voice, in her talent, in her passion, that she actually left her office job and she's claiming the creative life that she wants now. Something that felt so far away for her like only a year ago. So I have invited her here to share her breakthroughs with you, the things that really helped her move the needle the most in her technique and her mindset, in hopes that you will gain some golden nuggets that you can run with to really shift and expand and change the stars for your voice, your singing, your journey, just the same way that she has done in so many ways in hers. So please welcome Siri Hammond. Welcome. Hi. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. So some of you may know Siri. She may be your workshop concierge. She believes so much in this system that she loves to be able to sort of pay it forward. So you may already know Siri if she's your concierge. So let's start. I would love to start by if you could just share with everybody what was going on with your voice before joining the intensive program and like how you were feeling.
Yeah, I would love to. I guess if I could just put it really bluntly, I was really hurting. I was really, really stuck. My voice was inconsistent. There were all these things that that I've been told about my voice that may or may not, there's some of those things were true and I didn't know how to break through them, and some of them were old beliefs. Um, I'm an actor, a musical theater performer, and I had been auditioning for theater in my region. I would get cast. I was doing stuff from time to time. It was mostly an ensemble, which is not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people do that. That's their career. I was, but it was stuff that I wasn't excited about, and I was starting to get more and more frustrated, confused. I even felt like the callbacks and the roles that I had been getting, the ensemble roles I'd been getting, weren't coming my way anymore. You know, when I did get those callbacks, it felt like this big thing. I had to get the role because they only came every now and then. And I would see like friends of mine and peers that I was up for these roles against, like they would ultimately get it, and I really felt like it was coming down to the singing portion. And I'm a brave person, and I would ask for feedback on my voice. And I would hear things that it was reflecting things that I already was insecure about, things I'd been told before by various coaches and directors and professors. I'd heard it in my own voice when I'd hear recordings of myself. And then this kind of this belief that was growing that I didn't have the voice that I needed to have. And that whatever my voice was all it was ever going to be, that I was just never going to be able to break through despite all of the training and all of the work that I'd been doing. I had this inconsistency of tone. I had this really fast, fluttery vibrato that would go wild and go crazy, especially when I was nervous. I struggled to navigate those register changes, my mix, my chest voice not happening, and lack of clarity in my resonance. And because of all those things and those things that I was struggling with my technique, and then the beliefs around them, I was always just pushing and pushing and pushing to try to overcome them. And that was creating like pain and fatigue, and more than the physical pain, the emotional just pain and these beliefs. So you guys probably know what that, some of you probably know what that feels like. And I just was starting to get more and more stuck. And this thing that I really, really loved to do, that had always been a source of my joy, was just becoming, instead of like a source of pain, and I was ready to quit. And this was April 2020 or March 2020. And when everything shut down for COVID, and I saw a lot of friends of mine and colleagues just, they had these roles that they were about to do and these dream shows that they were about to do, and that went away and nobody knew it was going to happen. I was just, even though so many people were going through this horrible thing, I was just like, thank God. Like, I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to audition. I don't have to get rejected. I don't have to hurt anymore. I don't have to hustle. So while everybody around me is like wondering when they're going to get to do it again, I was just thinking like, I'm done. Thank the Lord. So that's where I was. But at the same time, even though I was telling myself that, I'm an artist, and it's something, I had this longing. This is my dream. And so I was just, wanting to sing, wanting to create, still wanting that. Even though I was sort of telling myself that I didn't, that I was going to do something different. And I came across a Facebook ad, and I filled out a form, and I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what I was filling out a form for. I think I looked up Arden, and I saw some of her coaching videos on like backstage.com or something. So I was like, okay, sure, like, why not? And I got on a phone call with Arden, and she started to ask me all these questions about what was going on with my singing, and really getting to the heart of why I wanted to sing. And she asked me what I was going to do about all of this. And I think I said, like, I was going to move. Like, if I moved to another city, maybe it would be more opportunities. Maybe I'd have a fresh start. And,
no, I remember
like,
that.
you were like, what? Well, if you did that, like, you could do that, but would anything that you just told me about your technique, your beliefs about your voice, your insecurity, your mindset, would any of that change? And I was like, oh, no. And that was the big wake up call. And I had this feeling, and I here I am.
Yeah.
So,
So what would you say have been for you the biggest shifts that you have noticed in your skill set? Let's do one skill set, one mindset. I'm sure they go together. They always do.
yeah.
The biggest things that you've noticed that you have shifted, and the most important new beliefs that you've had to have to do that.
Yeah, I talk about so many of them, but I guess I'm going to narrow a couple down. In terms of my technique, I had years and years and years of traditional voice lessons, not a single teacher, and I'd had teachers who had helped me in some ways, and they were doing the best they could with what they had, but not a single teacher I had ever taught me about support the way Arden teaches. So I didn't have anything happening, like if I stand up, anything happening below my ribs at all. It was all here. And so unlocking just that was a major shift for my voice and what I've been able to do since then, and all of the resulting growth from that foundation. And I also think that, despite all of these teachers I'd had, all these coaches, doing their best to help me, even if they had given me that technique that Arden teaches in the way that Arden teaches it, I still wouldn't have been able to access it because of everything that was going on in my mind. All of the things, all of the stories, all of the old tapes that I would play about not being good enough and not having the possibility to transform, and all of that hurt and that anger too, and confusion, all of that was getting in the way of my ability to or would have gotten in the way of my ability to grow in my technique, to grow in my, expand my voice, clarify my resonance, be able to transition smoothly and freely throughout my registers, and all these things that, you know, Arden knows that I've been able to unlock.
Well, so I think everybody wants to know what are a few of those we would call like global beliefs, global reframes that have allowed you to go beyond your comfort zone, to not to not push. Because if we don't trust, then but we're not going to push either, then you kind of feel like, oh my God, I'm a turtle on my back. Like, right? So can you share what some of the biggest belief shifts and global beliefs and things that you tap into now that really have allowed you to go beyond the comfort zone in all these ways?
Yeah. I think a few of them are, and now I am able to trust that my technique, all this technique work that I've done, is going to show up for me because I know it's there. I am the same person in the audition room or on stage that I am when I sing by myself.
Okay, wait, that's big.
Feeling that I am,
That's
that's
big.
big. Yeah.
Can we just like stack on that for a second? How many of you guys feel like it shows up one way when you sing by yourself and you're in your rehearsal, and it shows up another way when it counts? Who relates to that?
I know some of you do because you've told me in our conversations. So
Okay. So if when you've done, you know, the discovery work and the belief stacking work, and we've been, I mean, well, first of all, how many times have you cried in studio class?
probably like 10,000 times. It feels like a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. And that's one of the beautiful things about the space that Arden creates, is that you are able to have those breakthroughs, and it's not always easy. There are times when, you know, you want to go hide in the corner, and Arden doesn't. She lets you feel, but she doesn't let you wallow, and she gets you out of it. She
Well,
gets you to understand how to get out of it.
yeah.
We
So
can
to
do
go back to that idea of I am the same person in rehearsal. Like I remember this conversation like it was yesterday. I said to Siri, I was like, do you have the same skill set, the same technique, the same tools that you do in audition as you do in your own practice? Yes. Do you have the same talent? Yes. Are you the same woman? Yes. Do you have the same physiology and body? Yes. But there were stories and lies. So what were some of the lies that your mind was telling you that was making it different? Because you guys, your mind, it's really good at lying to you. Really, it's not your awareness. So what were some of those stories that you used to tell yourself that you now have shifted, and how you shifted them?
That I don't have a musical theater voice. Not true. That I don't, that I'm not able, one of those is just, this is very simple, that I'm not able, because of all these other times I've gotten on stage and even doing the work in my process, my growth journey with Arden's program, having times where even though I think that I've made all these shifts, I would get on stage and still the old habits would come out. So then I started to build this story around, well, I'm never going to be able to do it. When I go into the audition room, it's not going to go the way I want it to, because it's happened that way before. That I'm not going to be able to access my consistency and trust in my support and my sound, and that I'm enough. I'm not going to be able to trust that I'm enough. All of those things, like cycle and getting to release that. I will say, not only has it unlocked my ability to sing the way I wanted to, it's also deepened my ability as a performer and as a communicator, which is something I've always felt I've had, but because I started to get so mired in this self-doubt, and these stories, and it started to sabotage my voice, I would also be sabotaging my ability to connect in the room and tell the story and draw the listeners in the way that I value and the way that I know that I can.
Mhm.
And being able to do that that's something that's really, really important to me as an artist.
Yeah.
Um,
I remember the audition that I think uh, it was already like a couple years ago now. And I remember you posted in the Facebook group because it was the first lead role that you'd gotten after 3 years or something of being ready to quit and COVID and giving up. And I remember your post because it said something about how like it's possible. Like I can, like, and it was the same energy that came through a couple of weeks ago. You posted in the group a video after an audition that you did, and you were so connected to possibility rather than tragedy. Like we have a saying in this community, which is if you take your yesterday into your today, then your tomorrow is going to look exactly like yesterday. And that's what Siri's talking about the spin of the mind, all of the mind trash, all of the beliefs, everything just kept her cycling her yesterday into her today, and tomorrow it just looks like yesterday. And so breaking those patterns, what does it feel like now when you audition?
it's fun. You guys, it's fun.
Like how many of
Being
you would
auditions
flip
can be
your
fun.
shit if you actually heard yourself saying that auditions were fun? That's
You
such
know,
a different mindset for you.
like because I am no longer building up all this drama and this what if and this attachment to this false idea of what's going to happen, that hasn't happened yet. Because I'm released of all that, I'm able to go in knowing that my voice is going to show up for me. It might be different. Like things, there's always going to be things that come up. You know, auditioning is, there are a lot of things that are out of your control, but the things that you can control, like that's the trust that you have in yourself. So being able to go in and have fun and play and be be somebody who's really present and has a light in the room is something that I know for a fact because I've talked to so many directors and people who hear auditions all day. What they're looking for is somebody who they feel that they have a connection with, that is receptive and curious and willing to play and take a moment and make it something new. That freedom,
Well,
is just been game changing.
because you know your voice is going to show up. You
Yeah.
know that your skill set is there to show up, and you've built the beliefs around that so it continues to show up. And now sky's the limit. Now you have that.
And I mean, I just want to say, like, too, like when your voice is showing up for you in an audition setting, it's so, I mean, it's just like, yes. And you leave, and your whole day is just completely different. I used to leave auditions being like I would go cry in my car, because I live a place where I'm not on the subway. I guess if I was on the, like, in New York, I'd be on the subway, crying on the subway. But like in my car, like, and I'd pull over and just be so, just devastated and confused and frustrated and um, because my voice didn't show up the way that I had expected it to. And now it's just a different feeling. So,
That's so amazing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. And, Siri is an example of somebody who is an A plus plus player. So Siri shows up. She's coachable. She plays full out. She gives 110%. She goes beyond her comfort zone. I mean, was it comfortable or easy to invest in the intensive?
oh gosh, no, no, it was so scary. I mean, I know I cried. Hearing, I had my call with you and, we're talking about the investment, right? Like the practical things. I knew I wanted to do, but I was just like, how do I, how do I make this happen? How do I justify it? Because I think this is something that's really key. Like if you're a singer who's considering this investment, like how do I do this? If you go in with this attachment to some sort of outcome, You're already shooting yourself in the foot because you just don't know what you're capable of. It is not just an investment in your singing technique. That is a big part of it. It's a huge part of it. But it's an investment in you and the life you get to live, that you want to live. I think, sorry, my computer is doing something a little funky here. Here it is. Like you can't really predict your outcome, right? Not life happens. But I know for me that had I kept going, and this is what I just had that feeling, and now looking back on it, my instinct was right. If I had kept going the way that I had been going, without the support of this community, without the coaching of Arden, without the mindset work, I would have quit. I would have given up on my dream, or I would have kept going a little bit longer and been even more bitter and unhappy and closed-minded. And I don't know what might have happened. But because I saw this,
But you do, because if we keep doing the same things, we're just going to keep getting the same results.
right. And because I saw this opportunity to commit to this dream in a new way, and I talked with Arden about it. I talked with my family and people I loved and trusted. I worked it out. I worked out with finances, all that stuff. It's not easy, but I did it because I had this vision for myself, and I felt this was the way to go there. And it was basically life or death for my singing career, and my artistic career. And what I didn't know, like even though I had hopes and goals and dreams before it, of course, but I didn't know that I wasn't only going to become a better singer, but a better human, a better artist, a more joyful human. I'm enjoying the journey so much more than I was before. I'm back doing other things in my artistic life that I set aside, besides singing and acting. I'm a dancer. I'm starring in a dance theater production this summer. I mean, all stuff that I wouldn't have done because I took this step and I invested in myself, in my singing, in my dream. It's given me so many more tools than I thought were possible, and I find myself being so much more resilient and curious, so much more self-love and compassion, confidence.
And you got those high notes dialed in, girl. You got those high notes.
Exactly. Yes, and my voice, and this is a big one. It is so important. I don't mean to downplay it. My voice is doing things I didn't think were possible.
Well, thank you for sharing that, because I know there are a lot of people in here who, and this is normal, that it's so hard when we can't get there. It's like trying to break through a ceiling, and we start to believe it's not possible, and we start to believe maybe this is as good as I'm ever going to get. Maybe this is as far as my voice can go. Maybe it's not meant for me. And we start to tell ourselves those lies and those stories, and then we start to believe them. So thank you so much, Sherry, for sharing your experience and your inspiration. And it's amazing. So you guys now see what's possible. And you already have gotten so many ahas and results from the last few days. So let me show you how we can bring this full circle. So you have some fantastic foundational tools now. You have some mindset foundations, you have some breath support, and some sail resonance foundations. You understand opposition, right? You have some really great foundational tools to go out and to be successful on your own. And if you are comfortable with the trial and error of going through the rest of the process of embodying and implementing and figuring this out as you go with all of these new tools and trying lots of different things until you get the result that you want, I want to encourage you to get out there as soon as possible with all these tools. Or if you're the kind of person that likes to follow an exact blueprint and wants an A to Z roadmap that's going to tell you what to do, how to do it, make sure that you're doing it right, that's gonna get you predictable and repeatable results in your voice, then the intensive program that Siri went through is probably the program for you. So this is the program that Siri trained in. The intensive is, it's holistic, guys. It's 360. It's an all-in-one approach to your singing that addresses your technique, your mindset, your artistry, all together to build a voice you can trust. And that's the thing I think that I got the most out of listening to Siri talk, is that she now has a voice and a mindset that she can trust. And with that, you can soar to the top of your potential and land the singing opportunities that you want. And so through our time together in the intensive, you'll finally have that reliable, consistent technique that you can trust, that shows up for you no matter what, where your body is working for you, not against you, singing in a way that not just sounds good, but feels good, where that freedom and that stamina is the sensation instead of tension, strain, fatigue, where you're constantly getting better results, like Siri said, from auditions, performances, your recordings. So no more putting yourself out there and putting time and effort and money and not seeing the kind of results that you want. This is about finally owning your voice, owning your sound, tapping into your confidence and your own unique voice. So what you have that nobody else does. We already have a Pavarotti. We already have a Beyonce. What we don't have is a Siri. What we don't have is a Maddie. What we don't have is a Robert, is a Lucia. Your special sauce, owning your special sauce that sets you apart from every other singer. Can you guys imagine not being the bridesmaid anymore? Do you know what I mean by that? Like, how many of you feel like, you put out a record and like, maybe you get like 2,000 or 3,000 plays, but like, that's it. You're in the mix, you're in the wedding party, but you're not the bride. Or you go to auditions and you get the call back, but you never get booked. You're there, but you're not the bride. Like, how many of you feel that way? Tell me in the chat. I want to know if this is resonating with you. Like, do you feel like you pitch and you put yourself out there for gigs, but the other band is always the band that gets it, not you? Can you imagine, you guys? No more longing, no more frustration, anxiety, sadness of watching someone else up there living that big opportunity that you want while you're still sitting in the ensemble, or worse, off on the sidelines. But can you imagine instead it's your curtain call? You imagine walking into the theater and into the stage door, and it's your name on the dressing room door. It's your name on the marquee. Like, imagine walking into the grocery store and hearing your song playing on the radio. Guys, this has happened to me. This is not BS. It's the coolest sensation in the world. In Los Angeles, on the Ralphs on La Brea, for those of you who are in Los Angeles, the Ralphs on La Brea, my daughter was like 6 months old. She's sitting in the carriage of the cart, and we're walking through the produce aisle, and all of a sudden I hear my song on the radio in Ralph's in the grocery store. It's cool, guys. I mean, could you imagine that being you? Can you imagine walking onto the biggest stage of your life and looking out into the crowd and thinking, I did this because I didn't give up on myself. I didn't give up on my dream. Because let's think about what it's really costing you not to own the life that you want with your talent, not to own your voice and be able to do the thing that would get you there right now. It's costing you time. That's the number one non-renewable resource that we are all given. Like, let me ask you guys, how much time have you lost on the hamster wheel that you have been on? You know that hamster wheel. It's 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, not getting the breakthroughs where you want to be, get a little nibble, and then it's crickets for like a long time. Do you want to lose another year, another 5 years, God forbid, another decade doing the same things and getting the same results that are keeping you feeling stuck and frustrated? And then all of a sudden, you're at the end of your life and you're looking back with sadness, with regret, wondering, what if? Wondering, who would I have been? What could I have done if I really fought for my gifts? If I didn't just lay down and accept, oh, well, I guess I don't have enough time. Oh, well, I'm married and I have kids. I guess I can't do it. oh, well, I guess this is as far as I can go. Guys, that mindset, it's costing you opportunities. It's costing you income. It's costing you impact. And while those frustrating things are, they're frustrating to be sure, to me, they're not the real cost. What is it really costing you not to own your voice? Type it into the chat. This is the part of this session where we get real. What is it really costing you to have to watch somebody else on that stage living your dream while you go to some 9-to-5 that you hate? What is it really costing you not to have that confidence to put yourself out there, and so you're just settling? What is it really costing you to have to wake up every day and know that you are wasting your gift? I'm looking in the chat. Ashley is saying, it's costing me peace of mind. Yes. Joy's, Haisada said joy. Yes. McCormick, it makes me feel like I'm losing opportunities. Yes. And McCormick, when you feel like you're losing opportunities, what is that real feeling inside? Because that's the cost. That feeling of, it's different for everybody. It could be a feeling of like lack of worth. It could be feeling a lack of like having purpose, a lack of living your purpose, feeling like you have a gift that God gave you and you're not living it, and then feeling shame, right? These are things that then we carry with us into other aspects of our lives. And then the dominoes start to fall from there. How many of you guys suffer from things like gut issues, migraines, skin issues, sleep issues, autoimmune issues? I can't tell you how many singers come in to do this work with us who are suffering from all that because their body is literally rejecting the path of their life. Their body is literally rejecting the fact that they are settling and sitting down on their true gifts. So what is it really costing you not to own your voice? Yes, this is about your singing, guys, but no, it's not. It's what's costing you to have a gift and not live it to its full potential. What is it really costing you to continue to play small? What is it really costing you? Michelle is saying, I literally had a stroke. This happens, Michelle, because again, you guys, we physicalize our thoughts, our feelings. And when we are denying our gifts and our talents, and when we are lying to ourselves and stuck in our excuses because our mindset is completely, the stinking thinking is running the show, but the body reacts to that. And I know you guys understand the pain that it can cause. And so that's what we're doing here, guys. Giving you the ability to fully step into the gift that you were given and do what you were put here to do. And so to that end, there's really 4 key pillars that we work on over a 16-week intensive training period. So the first pillar is technique. It's the Technique Accelerator. Because that's important, right? This is where we rapidly help you to nail down technical mastery. So the Technique Accelerator is comprised of 2 essential elements that we've begun working on to set that foundation here: breath support and resonance. And in the intensive, we deep dive into both of these, where we teach you game-changing high-level technique that really ensures that consistency, reliability, quickly eliminates any tension, any strain, any bad habits. This is the bedrock of your ability to tap into that fullest potential of your voice and deliver it when it counts every single time with full confidence and full impact, no matter what, so you can go out there and start hitting your career goals. The second pillar is unleashing your unique artistry. So most vocal coaches, they only teach technique, which really sucks. And that's also why their clients are not getting hired, not getting paid. And so we're going to take you through a really powerful process of immediately tapping into your unique energy, your unique sound, and show you how to unleash that for maximum impact and performance, so you're the one they remember. You're the one whose records they want to listen to over and over and over and over again. You're the one they want to hire and book again and again for these gigs, festivals, tours. The third pillar is, and I think most important, most of you know what I'm going to say, mindset. It is a blueprint for mastering your mindset, and that's so much of what Siri just talked about. And this is another piece that most traditional vocal training does wrong, or not even wrong, guys. Like, they don't do it at all, and that's mindset. Most vocal coaches train you from the neck down, and they leave out the one part of your body that can and will sabotage everything else if it's not trained, and that's your mind. Because why? Say it with me, guys. Your body cannot do what your brain is sabotaging. You cannot do either of the first two pieces of this. You can't build technical mastery. You can't unleash your unique artistry. And you certainly are not going to act on your own behalf in ways that serve your goals and dreams if you are being sabotaged by what's going on in your head, both on stage and off, that you don't even realize. So in this toolkit, we give you advanced professional mindset strategies so you will perform to your potential every single time, because we have taught you how to get out of your own way. And then finally, the last piece of this is world-class support, because I know you guys care, you are passionate, this matters to you, and if you could have done this and fixed these things on your own by now, you would have. And this is honestly where most training programs drop the ball. They just hand you a bunch of information and they leave you on your own to figure out how to do it. Or if they do give you support, it's minimal, and you waste a lot of time between lessons not having anyone to check in with to see if, number one, if what you're practicing is correct, or are you just practicing in all the old bad habits without realizing it and continuing to reinforce those? And number two, there's nobody mirroring back to you all the ways that you're getting in your own way. And so we're the exact opposite of that. We are with you every step of the way, making sure that you are implementing these strategies correctly and in a timely manner. And so we're building your transformation right alongside you. And make no mistake, that word transformation is very carefully chosen. This is a transformational process of uncover, discover, discard, and then replace with foundational technique and beliefs that you can rely on for the rest of your career. And so here's how we deliver that. We have weekly technique training modules, weekly mind-body integration modules, individual weekly coaching within our group studio classes that happen twice a week. We have weekly group mindset call. We have one-on-one accountability mentoring with your own dedicated mindset coach, because sometimes you just need a little bit of that one-on-one container for the mindset, right? But we do group mindset once a week too. It's a community, guys. It is a safe space to go beyond your comfort zone in a really compassionate and really supportive community, because you realize that all the singers who are in this incubator with you, you're not alone. And you're learning from them in the same ways they're learning from you, and they're supporting you in the same ways you are supporting them. And it is this container that allows singers to get much better results in a much shorter period of time than traditional coaching. And I've coached in that. I've done the one lesson once a week, one-on-one, in person, until the cows come home. And it doesn't get the same results. It doesn't. So I don't even teach that way anymore, because you'd waste your time and you'd waste your money, and it would cost you way more to work with an expert like me in that once a week, one-on-one for an hour container, and you're not going to get the same results, which I've proven time and time again. So the tuition for our intensive program is usually $9,000. But for all of you guys in this workshop, I'm taking $2,000 off the tuition from now until Sunday night as a bonus discount for you guys. So it's just $7,000 until midnight on Sunday night. And so we have really flexible payment options. I'm going to share my screen here just so you guys can get an idea of how this can break down. So we have really flexible payment options. We have our most flexible is monthly payments. Our best value is $7,000. You save a lot more. And then we have financing via PayPal. So you could click the PayPal apply link, and based on the rate and the term that you qualify for, which you have to be a US citizen to do that, and it depends on your credit score and everything like that, they will say, yeah, it's $350 a month for 24 months, or $250 for 34 months. So it's really great, in terms of if those of you need more financing options. And so Ashley's going to share the link in the chat to our all information about the intensive for those who are like, thinking, oh, that may be an interesting option for me. And I want to put something else out there is that if you guys are interested in joining us for the intensive training program and you take care of your enrollment with the discount before Sunday, the first 3 singers who choose the pay in full option are going to get 2 bonus one-on-one coaching sessions with me, a full hour that they can use anytime in their program. So if you know you want in, you can use the link that Ashley put in the chat to start your enrollment. If you have questions and you want to book a short discovery call with me to find out if the intensive training program is a good fit for you and if it's going to meet your goals, like your specific singing goals, then you can book a short call with me. Just letting you guys know, this is not a coaching call. This is not a call for you to come on and be like, can you listen to my breath support? Can you tell me what I'm doing right or wrong? This is just a short discovery discussion to see if what I've gone over is going to be a good fit for you to move forward and meet your goals. So you can hop on a call real quick with me so that I can answer any lingering questions that you might have. The link to book that call, Ashley's going to put in the chat. Okay, so I recognize that we've gone way over time, and I'm happy to stay and do a little more guinea pig coaching. A reminder, tomorrow, you do not want to miss. We're going to be integrating all these tools, going from process to performance. I'm going to show you how to fast track process to performance by showing you how to start getting out of your own way, right? How do we implement all these tools, go from process to the moment of song, to the moment of performance, bring it like you never done before. So that's what it really means to claim your breakthrough. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. Reminder to do your homework. Ashley just put the link in the chat. Use the Mambo Moo MP3 from yesterday. Practice embodying your opposition. Do the next thought exercise that's opening tonight in the homework. It'll prepare you and give you lots of insights so you're ready for the process to performance day tomorrow. Again, if you want to learn more details of the intensive and you want to enroll, the link to learn and enroll is again in the chat. Ashley can put it. And again, if you have questions, just hop on a discovery call with me. You can book that and just pick a time that works for you. If training with us is where you know you want to be, get in before the $2,000 discount expires on Sunday. Okay, so if you have to go, because I know we've gone long, I'm going to do a little more guinea pig coaching and you can watch it in the replay, but I love that we still have 75 dedicated people who are still here. I love it. Okay, so the next hand I saw was, let's see, Lisa Phillips, I think was the next hand that I saw. So let's play a little with some sirening, shall we?
Oh, there we go.
There you are.
Is that okay with the background? I know it's a little bit.
Yeah, I can see you. Okay. And I'm like, it's getting hot in here, guys. I'm gonna take my jacket off. It's like working. Okay. Oh, sorry, buddy. My dog, he sits down here every time I coach. Okay, so let's siren. Let's do some sirens and just siren through your range. Chest right to head, right and back down. And just play with that feeling of opposition as you do it. And I want to make sure you don't go behind the banister because then I won't see your, yeah, cool. Okay. Okay, not bad. So this is what I call a little bit of a small ballroom. So you know how like in a wedding, right, there's like the small ballroom and there's the divider and then you can take the divider down and you get the big ballroom, right? Okay. So you are doing your anchor and your sail, but you're just not like, yeah, okay? So I want you to put hands on obliques, okay? And first, let's just remember that sensation of consistent lowering down, okay? So you're gonna do another siren. Don't worry about your sail right now. Just do whatever you do and get into that space, but really bring your attention to that feeling of down through the like lower hips, pelvic floor, knees, toes as you rise, okay? Try it. Okay, it was much better, but don't recede from that flex as you come down. Yeah, did you feel that on the end? Yeah. So that's like a version of don't be done before you're done. Guys, if you are phonating, you are moving through that and don't let go of that flex until you breathe, okay? So do it one more time and play with that. Okay, so that's better in the support, okay? I want you to do one other thing with this, which is I want you to connect to that feeling of back body and feeling of nice. So find a nice nose breath into your container and then lean into that and down as you siren.
Ah!
Good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you'll notice, and tell me if you feel this, but I certainly hear it. Even though we weren't yet working on the top of the sail in the opposition, just by nature of you solidifying more consistency in the support, you're not grabbing as much in here. Do you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
And it's less of the squeeze, what I call the squeezy sound. Ah!
Yeah.
So that is created. This is trying to control. It's similar to what was happening to Hunter, but just in a different way. He wants to push everything down. You want to pull everything like, ugh, okay? So, but the reason behind it is the same, which is that this support, this opposition, this apoyo, wasn't quite it was like a 6 on the dial, you know what I mean? Now it's like all the way on the dial, okay? And you moved through it and you kept moving through it. It didn't give up through the whole thing, which then means that body feels ultimately more supported so that it doesn't feel the need to control up here as much. And you got a little bit more space and you got a little bit less grab. So now let's be intentional about space, okay? So, sorry, this happens to me a lot where I have like a million tools I want to give you and I have to pick which one. So first, can we play with the feeling of what I want to say is eating the vowel? So the vowel right now, if you couldn't, there's no way you could eat it because it's kind of being like stopped. But yeah, okay? So I want you to visualize that the energy of that vowel, of the ah, is shooting all the way up on a diagonal, back and out the back of your head. Eat that vowel. Ah! Okay? Now, this is with the caveat that the more space that you want and the easier you want this eat the vowel to feel, don't stop the consistency of that 10 on the dial of what you were feeling before. So you were moving this to a 10. This now has to move to a 10 because remember, they have to be moving constantly equally. Okay, try it. Just go further.
Ah!
Okay, so jaw seems to be the main
Right?
controller, the one who thinks
Yes.
its job
I
to
feel it
control.
here all the time. That's why I had texted you. It's just when I go to open it, the jaw just like freezes almost.
So let's talk to the jaw for a second. Okay. So I just want you to just kind of give your jaw a little love right now. Okay. Just give it a little softness. Don't manipulate it. I just want you to give it a little softness and a little love. We need to come into a little self-compassion because for the longest time, I'm guessing this jaw has felt the need to control and protect you. Okay. And there might have been a time where it served a purpose, but it doesn't serve you in singing and doesn't serve you in singing anymore, okay? So repeat after me, jaw.
Job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Your job here is done,
Your job here is done.
okay? And I want you to keep gently caressing your jaw, and you're gonna do the siren, and as you siren, you're gonna caress your jaw. Ah! Just play with it, just experiment.
Ah!
Yes.
Yeah,
What
it
did
didn't
you
feel as
notice?
tense.
No, okay. But me just pointing out to Lisa that her jaw is tense. She's got tension in her jaw. I mean, so first of all, you spot it, you got it. Like me getting out of tension in my jaw was a huge part of my training, okay? And it used to drive me nuts when my voice teacher used to say to me, well, yeah, because you have so much tension in your jaw and you're holding a lot of tension in your jaw. And I'm like, yeah, no shit, I feel it. Like, thank you for that. I know. What do you want me to do about it? And they'd be like, go to yoga, go to acupuncture, get a massage. You know, I would do all those things. And then I would go back to singing and the jaw would be right back to where it was because nobody was addressing the mind body in that moment. That's what we just talked. We just talked to it. We just created a new belief, whether you realize it or not, which is that, and we're not going into the blame and shame game. It's not like, just stop. You know what I mean? It's like, thank you. I know that you served me for a minute or two or 25 years, and your job is done. And now it's permission. You're giving it's somatic work, okay? Permission. If I had just asked you to stroke your jaw and do a siren, wouldn't have had the same effect. There's a connection that you made, which is it's okay for you to let go. You have my permission to let go. Your job here is done. And then you keep giving it the somatic reminder of that, and now all of a sudden, opposition.
So you just literally practice with stroking your jaw and like being very conscious of relaxing it.
But you have to give yourself the belief and the intention first, because just stroking it, not going to do anything. It's that, you know, like what I was talking with Siri about, and I asked her, what are the beliefs, right? But that she goes into before the audition. So this is, what are the beliefs that you're going to start your practice with? Oh, thank you. I see you. I honor you. Your job is done. Without that piece, it's not going to be as effective. And so now let's go into using that same feeling, and let's do the Mamo Moo. Okay. So having noticed what that felt like. So when your jaw wasn't involved, did you notice how low and how high you could go?
Yeah.
Okay. So I still want you to be here.
Okay.
Because old habits die hard, okay? And so, you know, and this is a reminder. So this is soft jaw, not soft face. So what we don't want is this. Okay? We still want here. Notice how I'm still here, in my ears widening, in my soft palate stretch, but my jaw is just not involved at all, okay? So as we go into Mamo Moo, you're still going to play with that. So where's a place in your voice that tends to be tricky for you?
Maybe A.
Above middle C? Okay. So let's do this. We're gonna go siren first. No, I'll go here. It's done. Find your smile.
It's practice.
Yeah. It's okay. Find your smile, and then right. And you're just gonna go Find your siren in this pitch center. But you know how you're stroking it, but it's not releasing. It's like, no, I'm gonna control this because you need me. So let's talk to it again. Jaw. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Your job here is done.
Your job here is done.
Siren. Okay, so now you're going into head voice. Guess what jaw was trying to control?
That's why it's cracking.
I crack.
Yeah.
I don't care about the transition right now, because guess what? If that jaw keeps holding on and prevents you from the softness and space that you need to go into head voice, you will forever push chest voice up, and head voice will forever be weak in that range. Okay? So for now, I don't care that there's cracky. Go ahead, crack. What I care about is that you're staying in your softness, and your anchor and your sail is opposing each other. Whatever sound you make. Okay? Siren. But wait, what are you telling yourself?
Jaw, I don't need you anymore. Thank you for your help in the past.
Thank you for your service. Good. So now find your siren and don't just let it be what it is. Keep going. Go towards what scares you. Go towards head voice. You get to be scared, and you get to do it anyway. Why? Your opposition will catch you if you let it. Okay? Go up a half step. Keep stroking and talk to me in your head voice. Say hi.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, can you keep that feeling of your soft palate stretching? Don't let it flop down into mix or chest. Hi!
Hi, how are you?
Good. Long vowels. Count 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's not full head voice. That's mix.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Yes, it's your little girl voice. It feels like it's right here because it feels like your ears are pulling up. I want you to feel like your fangs and your molars are riding up into your brain. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
That's head voice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now it's head voice with a little bit of a squashed soft palate, which is why it's feeling a little bit squeezy. Okay, so I'm going to keep talking in head voice because I really want you to feel like, okay. So what I want you to feel is that feeling of that pulling up, but it doesn't stop here. It goes all the way back. So it's every soft palate, ears, molars, everything going like this. 1. Just do a big old 1 siren.
1.
Yes.
A little squishy at the end.
Okay, but you feel that, right? Okay. So now siren a little higher with it. 1.
1.
Yeah. As you siren up, your soft palate and your jaw are opposing each other. Your soft palate is pulling up and your jaw is falling in the opposite direction. 1. You'll notice as I siren, my jaw softens. I'm not shoving it down. I'm just letting it continue to soften. Because if I don't, the muscles that are around my TMJ here connect to soft palate inside. So if I'm grabbing here, my soft palate can only stretch so high. Okay? So one more time, and I want you to visualize the idea of a parachute and a parachuter. They are connected, but they are mutually dependent, right? The parachute goes up, the parachuter weighs the other way. You know what I'm saying? Ah! Try it.
Ah!
Yes! This is where I jump through the screen and I hug you. That's it. What did that feel like in your body? What did you notice?
It felt very easy, not strained. It felt more supported here and more activity up here. Yeah.
Yes. So is there a shape, an image, like how are you going to find this again in your own practice?
I like the parachute analogy. I thought that was helpful.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that
sounds great.
that can continue, the parachute can continue and also he goes all the way down. You know what I mean? He goes all the way down, right? And so you'll notice, guys, that I'm constantly asking our beautiful guinea pigs.
Thank you.
I'm constantly asking, how did that feel? What did you notice? Is there a shape in your body? Is there a sensation in your body? Because again, your job is to recreate the feeling of the good sound, not the sound of the good sound, because what it sounds like in your head is not what it sounds like out here. You've all heard your voice on a voicemail and you're like, is that me? Right? And most of you are so very busy at manipulating to make it sound a certain way inside your head that sounds not as resonant or good out here. And it's all that manipulation that gets you into that trouble that creates the sound that you don't want. So a big part of this work is getting in touch with the witnessing. That's why we do present moment body awareness in the meditation first. And we do it in the intensive training program. We spend a whole module on that because that's going to allow you to be like, oh, okay, what am I noticing? What am I feeling? How am I feeling this? And what am I doing with my body? What are the intentions that's going on? What story might have popped up that have made me feel not so safe doing that? That witnessing, that noticing, so that when you recreate it again, you're recreating it from a place of awareness and efficiency instead of just hopping back into old habit, you know? Okay, good work. Awesome. All right, who do I see? I see McCormick. Hey. All right, are you unmuted? No.
I am unmuted now.
Now you are. Okay, so as you've been playing with sirens with everybody else, what are you noticing in your own body?
Well, I have been working a lot from yesterday on the inhale, trying to do right here. So I've been grabbing right here.
Okay. So one thing that I want to just put forth is that if you want to monitor the inhale, which is great, if you want to monitor, only do one hand Because if you do two, you really it's really hard. You really close yourself up. You know what I'm saying? So just one hand and then relax your shoulders. Okay. So you can be there to siren, or you can test it out without it and see how you're doing, whichever one. And so let's just do a big old siren and see what happens. Okay. No falsetto. Stay in your man voice, okay? Stay in your chest voice. So only go as high as you can go without flipping in falsetto.
No.
Okay. So McCormick's hand is telling me the subconscious energetic direction that his body still thinks that he needs to go, which is up and out. And so we're getting more of a flood of air than we need to, because subconsciously body still thinks that it needs to get that sound. It's okay. Body still thinks that it needs to get that sound up and out. So there's no make wrong here. We're just witnessing, no judgment. Okay, that's the habit. Now let's direct it in the opposite direction. I want you to take your hand, and I literally want you to call in the siren, and you're going to go, ah, okay? So start down here and call it in.
Oh.
Yes. What did that feel like to you?
It felt like it was definitely coming in. Like instead of inhaling, I'm letting go of air, but it's coming in, yet my voice is coming in.
Right. Yeah, that's efficiency. That's you being in the exact right velocity and volume of air to move the vocal cords efficiently, because you're not thinking that you have to get the voice up and out. If you have to think that, your body is going to create that. It's going to push up too much and it's going to flood it with air. It's not going to feel as good. It's not going to, and it wasn't like a horrible sound before, but it also wasn't as resonant, and it didn't feel as grounded and present in sound. Okay. So for you, that feeling of implode is essential, because if you're not thinking that, again, you understand intellectually all the piece of this is. I can totally see your body's doing it, but as long as this is working against you, it's always going to be fighting with it. Okay. So if we do a mamo, the mamo moo, let's see, or what are you, like a baritone? Where do you sit usually?
Tenor, probably. Yeah.
Tenor? Okay. So let's do here. So in your register, but mamo, but with this. Okay.
It already feels good, the motion in my hand coming towards me.
Yeah, well, because your body is like, oh, cool. I don't have to push it out. I don't have to force it. I can just drink it in. It's so much easier. You're not working as hard.
Mamo moo.
Okay, good. So I want to invite you to think of this as one thing instead of 5 different things. Right now, mind is thinking of it as like, no. Okay, so let's think of it as one thing. And I'm going to invite you to really feel much more siren between the pitches. Do you know what I mean by that? The connective tissue between the pitches, okay? So it might feel to you like a little bit sloppy articulation, a little lazy articulation. That's fine. That's fine. Let it feel that way. Go towards the slurp and the siren, okay?
Mamo moo.
Yes. What did that feel like to you? What did you notice about how you're using your body?
It definitely felt, like you said yesterday, of the violin, the thing going across it instead of staccato, more legato and just flowy.
Right. And my guess is that you had more air at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't use as much, because every time you go, right? You're creating that by not being consistent in that flow of ma, but ma. And every time you have to restate that, you push a little more air out and you leak a little more air. Okay, so let's do a couple more keys like this. Just drinking it into your gooey, gooey siren. Now, did you see it? Old habits die hard, guys. They die hard. But this is great, because you can really see your job is just like I was saying to Lisa, is to be intentional. Put that intention first. It's the quarter that's going to get you the gumball. And so what is the quarter? What's the quarter you're going to put in? That the gumball is the proverbial good feeling, good sound. What's the quarter?
I'm taking in the sound, I guess.
Right, I'm imploding.
Yeah.
Right. But if you don't put that quarter in, meaning intentionally think that on the breath, then you're going to go back to this just because that's habit. You know what I mean? So your job is to practice the intention, because McCormick, your body is doing exactly what you're asking it to do. You just have to remember what to ask it. And that's what you have to practice. Drink it in. Good. Implode your siren gooiness. Good. I'm going to ask you to find some momentum. I feel a little bit like you're driving with the brakes on, a little bit. So go. It's not necessarily about speed. It's about go. Like, don't micromanage. You know what I mean? Good. So now I want you to pay attention to what's happening under your hand that's over here. Okay. So bring your awareness, and just as you do it again, see if you can notice what's happening in there. Okay. That was better. Just by your awareness being there, you stayed more in that resistance. You notice that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then what I noticed, if I'm being really picky, so like any other voice teacher would let you get away with that. Okay. But what I noticed at the very, very, very end is that you let go as you held the note. So it was like, did you notice you were like, oh, I landed, moo, I'm here, I'm done. But you were still phonating, but you like let everything go.
This has to be the start, and then it has to be the end.
Yeah, exactly. The start is the onset, and then you still flow through it, and you're flowing through that, and you don't stop until you breathe for the next, when you're done, you know? Do it one more time. Go, go, go. Do you know why I stopped you?
I've seen your last videos. I breathed, but I probably held it, and then I did it.
Maybe the reason that I stopped you was because you heard the chord and you dove right in, and you didn't take that magic moment to put in the quarter and set your intention. You just went. And so I didn't quite see you really feel the body in the expansion. I didn't quite feel you really, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, and again, it wasn't horrible. Like, again, any teacher would let you get away with that, but not me. Okay. Because I want you guys to grow. I want you guys to get results. Okay. So don't just feel like, oh my God, I heard the chord, I gotta go. No, this is your stage. This is your time. This is your space. You get to take up time and space. So don't be afraid to do it. Okay. Put that quarter in and take that minute. Now let's do it again, and put your awareness back on your hand that's on your ribs. How gooey can you be? Can you be even gooier into your ribs? The goo is created by that 3-dimensional gentle lean. Try it.
I have a question: do I just flex even harder, like to push? I just don't understand about leaning, really.
So the lean is the flex.
Okay.
That's what the lean is. It's not the force of the flex or the force of the lean that matters. That's important. It's the consistency that's important. Okay. And so what we want is to gently increase that flex. It's the consistency of the increase. So we want to gently increase and consistently increase over the course of the whole phrase. So if you get into the max of your flex within the first note or two, you got nowhere to go. Okay? So it's that duration. And it's 3-dimensional. Like there's an analogy that I like to use with my students, which I say is be the beach ball. So like a beach ball is taught but it's not rigid, right? It's not that, right? And the reason that it's taut is because the air inside is trying to escape, and so it's moving in all directions, okay? So be the beach ball. Try it.
Maybe I just don't flex as hard as I can right away to hold the air consistently. I'll
Don't
just do it and then get it stronger. Okay, that's the thing I was missing. I was like,
yeah, you were going too far, too fast, too soon, and then you got nothing left to get you through the rest of the phrase, and then you end up being like, you know? Yeah, do it. It's good.
Mama.
Watch your hand. Did you feel how much, right? Too much air, too much air. Are you present to the feeling of the habit? Are you getting present to the feeling of the habit when it's too much?
Which one, the hand or this?
Well, both. They're related. When the hand is going like this, body is trying to go like this more than
air is more following it.
Right, right. Okay, so in and down. One more time.
Mama.
Yes, that's better. Now let's see if you can take the H's out. Slide, my friend, no H's. Better. Keep your feet on the ground. Find your knees. One more time, and I want you to siren this. On a mo, siren down to go up. It's opposition. Down to go up.
Can I go through and out my entire range?
No.
Oh, just
I just want you to do these 5 notes. Mo. Okay?
Sorry.
Okay.
I'll go back. Sorry, it's just my sister.
That's okay. And while you're doing that, Patrick, I see your question in the chat. This gesture is something to help your body start to understand that less is more, that you don't need to shove it out, that the direction of the energy of the sound comes towards you. You don't need to push it out from you. And so this is something to help your body get into the muscle memory of what that feels like. So this is not something that you would ever do in performance. This is something to help you set a muscle memory for your practice. Okay. All right. So McCormick, here we go. So sliding. Mo. Less is more, my friend. Implode.
Mo.
It was better. And what's going to make it feel even better is if you can really connect to your back body when you inhale. So release into that back body as you inhale. Really find that container, okay?
Starting to kind of get at the top of my chest voice.
I
So
know.
I'm cracking it. Yes, that's fine.
No, but this is going to help you to not crack, okay? Which is number 1, find that container on the inhale. And then number 2, as you ascend, you're going to drink it in and send it down. Mo. Okay? Try it.
Mo.
Okay, so you're half in the new and half in the old. Yes, you noticed that. But like, this is it. This is it. Now he has this awareness that he has this habit and his body thinks that he needs to go up, right? So use your knees, Patrick. You're going to bend your knees. I literally want you to plie. I literally want you to go, mo. So find hips distance. Give yourself a good base. Okay? Find your back on the inhale and then siren down into your knees.
I'm going to try to go a little bit quieter because my niece is sleeping. I think that's why my family keeps calling me.
Oh, okay. So maybe this is not the best time, but when you're in
I'll
your
just
own
practice
practice,
this.
when you're in your own practice, that's what I want you to practice. All right. Can we give McCormick a hand? Way to go. Way to go. Way to go. Okay. So I know there's so many of you who want to check in and get some guinea pig coaching on this. We are way over time and it's my pleasure, but I do have to call it now. So we are going to do a Q&A, Ask Me Anything day on Saturday. So if as we continue coaching over the next few days, you still have the same question, come on Saturday and we can, just have free time to just get in there and do lots of Q&A and check in and stuff. So it's been a pleasure, you guys. Work your opposition, okay? Do your homework tonight. Experiment. Watch yourself in the mirror. Video yourself. Watch to see, are you collapsing? Are you craning? Are you rising on your tippy toes like McCormick was doing, right? Practice embodying the opposition. Do your thought exercise. Again, if you want to learn more details about the intensive training program, or you just know you want to enroll, you can take care of it. Ashley's going to put in the chat the link one more time. And if you want to talk to me about it and you're not sure it's for you, you're intrigued, you have some lingering questions, and you want to, have a conversation, I'm happy to do that. You can book a discovery call. The link is there. You access my calendar. You can pick a time that works for you, and we can have a chat and see, and I can answer your questions. All right, guys. See you in tomorrow's session for more big breakthroughs, celebrating you for being here. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.